Hi there. If you're looking to score a high band in the writing module of your IELTS exam, you have come to the right place. In this video, we're first going to look into the general structure of an essay in IELTS exam, and then we'll be going through the 5 types of essay questions and how to answer them in a structural manner that will ensure a high band in both task achievement and coherence and cohesion. So, if you're interested, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to Choose Canada. This is Roshan,
and Lalita.
and we are here to help you immigrate and live in Canada.
We upload videos on immigrating to Canada and scoring high in IELTS almost every week. So, if you are new here and interested in our content, make sure you press that subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you stay up to date with our latest videos.
So, first, let's look at the structure of an essay. A good structure in an essay will ensure a high band in both task achievement and coherence and cohesion. So, this structure that I am going to suggest is going to be common for all the 5 question types in the IELTS exam. So, let's look at it. So, this structure is going to contain 4 paragraphs. It starts with the introduction. The introduction is the paragraph that introduces the content of the essay. So it tells about what to expect out of this essay and also includes the opinion if the question asks for it. The 2 body paragraphs are the main content of the essay and will contribute the most towards the band score that you're going to get. If you want to score high in your task achievement, it is recommended that you give only one central point per body paragraph. The conclusion summarizes the essay and gives it a smooth ending. So let's look at the 5 types of questions that you will generally get in your IELTS exam. So these are the 5 types of questions. It contains discuss both views, agree or disagree, 2-part questions, problems and solutions, and finally advantages and disadvantages. Let's dive deeper into each of the question types. So let's first take a look at discuss both views. So the question would generally go like this. It will give you 2 views which are opposite in nature and it will ask you to support both these views. So it is very important that you dedicate one paragraph for each of these views. So we will be looking at the structure in the next slide, but in this slide let's look at this question. Some people say that now we can watch films in our phones and tablets. There is no need to go to theatres. Others say that to be fully enjoyed, films need to be seen in a theatre. Discuss both these views. Now keep in mind that the question can ask you to discuss both these views, or it can ask you to discuss both these views and give your opinion. And the question might not be structured in the same way. Sometimes it might even ask for discuss both these sides instead of views. So that kind of paraphrasing is not uncommon in IELTS. So let's see how to structure your essay for a discuss both view kind of question. As we discussed earlier, the essay structure will contain 4 paragraphs, including the introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion. If your question asks for your opinion, then you need to include it both in the introduction and the conclusion. And as we discussed earlier, in the body paragraph, you need to dedicate one body paragraph for one view and the other body paragraph for your other view. So let's say you have an opinion which is siding with one side, then you need to give the opinion that you oppose in your first body paragraph so that there's a smooth transition between the second body paragraph where you are supporting your view and the conclusion where you are giving your opinion as to why your view is better than the other one. Let's look at this example question. So we already went through this question. Take a moment and pause this video and come up with your own answer on how to fill each of these paragraphs if you get this question in your IELTS exam. I hope you have paused this video and made a note of your answers. So let's look at the answer from my side. I personally feel that theatres are much better for viewing films. So why I feel that way is theatres give a better quality, both picture wise and sound wise. But as you can notice over here, that is something that I will be covering in the body paragraph 2 rather than body paragraph 1. In body paragraph 1, I will be supporting smartphones. I feel that the advantage that smartphone has over theatres is that it provides a convenience that theatres can never provide. So with this, we can go to the next type of question. So the next type of question is an agree or disagree question. The agree or disagree question can be framed in several manners. This includes, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Or just frankly, what is your opinion? So let's look at the sample question for agree or disagree. With the increased global demand in oil and gas, undiscovered areas of the world should be opened up to access more resources. Do you agree or disagree? So as we saw earlier, it can be framed in any way. Like, do you agree or disagree? Or to what extent do you agree or disagree? Or what is your opinion? So in the essay structure, for an agree or disagree, you would generally be answering whether you fully agree or fully disagree or partially agree or partially disagree in your introduction. So it's very important to give your stance in the introduction itself, so that the rest of the essay will be able to support your stance. In general, I would recommend people to fully agree or fully disagree with your question rather than doing a partially agree or partially disagree. Giving a balanced opinion is kind of difficult in an IELTS essay. Fully agreeing and fully disagreeing is a bit easier comparatively. So let's say you are fully agreeing, then what you need to do is, you need to dedicate both the body paragraphs to support your view, and you need to give separate points. So the body paragraph 1 will give the supporting point 1 and body paragraph 2 will contain the supporting point 2. Your stance, since it needs to be defined all over the essay, it needs to be there in the conclusion as well. So let's look at how to answer the sample question. Let's look at the question again. With the increased global demand in oil and gas, undiscovered areas of the world should be opened up to access more resources. Do you agree or disagree? So basically what they're saying is that there are so much resources which are underneath this world. So let us dig deeper and get access to those resources. So do you strongly feel that yes, this needs to be done for the sake of economy or anything like that? Or no, this should not be done for the sake of environment? That is basically the question. And it asks whether you agree or disagree. Pause this video and think about an answer, and then you can play the video. I hope you have thought of an answer. Let's go to my answer. So I have given my first answer as a fully disagree. So if I fully disagree, I need to support it with 2 points. Body paragraph 1 contains the main reason, saying that it causes depletion of natural resources. So if I am opening up, let's say, a forest areas so that gas or oil can be extracted from the earth underneath it, then what will happen is that lots of deforestation might happen. So when that's the case, it will cause depletion of natural resources. So that is one thing. The other thing is that setting up these factories will cause global warming. That is something I have covered in my second body paragraph. So in the conclusion, I am again saying that I fully disagree with this opinion. So let's say instead of fully disagreeing, I fully agree with the opinion. So in that case, what I would say is that creating these factories would create more jobs, be it in construction of these factories and then later working in these factories for maintenance. Apart from creating new jobs, it will also stimulate the economy. This is another byproduct of getting more natural resources out of the earth. This is the reason that I fully agree with this question. Okay then, let's go to the next question type. Before we move on to the next question type, there's one important action that you need to take. That is to hit that like button so that you can help the YouTube algorithm to share this video to many other IELTS aspirants just like you. So hope you hit the like button. Let's move on to the next question type. Okay, so the next question type that we're going to look at is a two-part question. So let's look at a sample question for a two-part question. Nowadays, the way people interact with each other has changed because of technology. In what ways has technology affected the types of relationships people make? Has this become a positive or negative development? So if you notice over here, the IELTS question has basically asked you two questions. In what ways has technology affected the relationships, and whether it's a positive or a negative development? So let's look at how to structure an answer for this type of question. Generally speaking, a double question will mostly ask for your opinion in the second part. If the question asks for your opinion, then you need to include it in both the introduction and the conclusion. As for the body paragraphs, since it's a two-part question, you need to answer the first part in the first body paragraph and the second part in the second body paragraph. So let's look at how to answer the sample question. So take a brief moment and think about an answer for this question and then play the video. Okay, hope you have thought of an answer. We'll take a look at my answer. I personally feel that technology has become a positive development, and this is something that I have mentioned in the introduction itself as discussed in the essay structure. How has technology affected the types of relationships is the first question. I feel that it has enhanced the business relationships between people. Technology has made fruitful business relationships very much possible. So in my second body paragraph, I am telling that this is a positive development because this helps business to develop itself. So in the conclusion, again I need to summarize my points and tell that it's a positive development. Let's take a look at the next question type, which is problems and solutions. So the question can be framed in several manners. It can ask you for problems and solutions, or it can ask you for causes and solutions. So unlike the other question types, this framing would change the meaning of a question. Let's say they are asking about the problems and solutions about overpopulation. Okay, so when that is the case, you need to talk about the problems that are caused due to overpopulation. You can talk about depletion of resources and other problems that are occurring due to overpopulation. But let's say they are asking for causes and solutions of overpopulation. When they are asking for causes, then you can't talk about the depletion of resources, because that is a problem that is occurring due to overpopulation. When they are asking about causes, then you need to talk about the lack of awareness among people because of which overpopulation is occurring. So let's take a look at the sample question. The question is about global warming. Global warming is one of the biggest threats humans face in the 21st century, and sea levels are continuing to rise at an alarming rate. What problems are associated with this, and what are some possible solutions? Problems and solutions does not generally ask for your opinion, so it is not needed to be included in your introduction and conclusion. As for the body paragraphs, the first body paragraph needs to be dedicated to explain the problem or cause, and the second body paragraph for explaining the solution. So let's look at the question again, and pause this video and take a moment and think about an answer for this question. I hope you have already thought of an answer. Let's look at my answer. I personally feel that the main problem about the global warming is the rising sea levels, and because of these rising sea levels, many people who are settled in shore areas might need to migrate because of the danger of land going into sea. For this, I can give examples of countries like Maldives, which are directly affected by the rising sea levels. So, how to tackle this global warming? The main reason that global warming occurs is due to the carbon emission of many factories. We can suggest to set limits on factory production. Now, if you notice, even though the question asks for problems and solutions in a plural manner, I have given only singular answers, only one problem and one solution. This I have done in an intentional manner. It is very important to elaborate whatever answer that you are giving. But if you need to elaborate two problems and two solutions, your essay might become too long and go in the range of 500 words or 600 words. Since writing an essay of 500 or 600 words is not at all viable, the other alternative would be to not develop your answers. Not developing your answer means that you would get a lower band in your task achievement. So since that is the case, it's better to go with one problem and one solution. With this, we can move on to the next question type. So let's go to the next question type, which is advantages and disadvantages. So the question framing for advantages and disadvantages can be different. It can ask you for what are the advantages and disadvantages, or it can ask you for what are the advantages and disadvantages and give your opinion, or it can ask you, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Let's look at a sample question. Being a celebrity such as a famous film star or a sports personality brings problems as well as benefits. Do you think that being a celebrity brings more benefits or more problems? So if you notice here, the words advantages and disadvantages is not even mentioned in the question. These kind of questions are not uncommon. You need to be prepared to deal with questions where paraphrasing is done to hide the question type. So let's look at the essay structure for this kind of questions. As always, introduction and conclusion needs to include your opinion if it's asked for. In the body paragraph 1, you can talk about either the advantage or the disadvantage of the question depending on your opinion, and in the body paragraph 2, it is the same thing. Just like in discuss both use, you need to give the position that you're supporting in the second body paragraph. Let's say your opinion is that this particular statement has more advantages than disadvantages, then you need to start the question with the disadvantages, and then in the second body paragraph you need to introduce the advantages. Let's look at the sample question. So take a brief moment and pause the video and think about the answer for this question. I hope you have thought about an answer. Let's look at my answer. I personally feel that celebrities generally get more benefits out of this. The first body paragraph, I am talking about the disadvantage or the problems that celebrities are facing, which is a lack of privacy. But in the second body paragraph, I also talked about the benefits that they are getting, which is an abundance of wealth. Since I believe celebrities will get more benefits, I included it both in my introduction and in my conclusion. As we saw in problems and solutions, even though the question asks for advantages and disadvantages in a plural manner, you can get away with giving only one advantage and one disadvantage in your IELTS essay. With that, we have concluded this video. Hope you have learned something new and useful from this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you need any clarifications or have any queries relating to IELTS, make sure you leave a comment below. We'll be reading all your comments and will try to answer all of your questions. If you want your essays or letters to be checked by us, you can visit our website so that you can get a comprehensive feedback on your work and suggestions on how to improve them. We have left a link to our website in the description box below. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more such content. We'll meet you on our next video. Till then, all the best on your IELTS exam.